Hey gang, welcome to Film Photography Podcast, moving film, motion episode. I'm here with Mat Marrash.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Owen McCafferty.
Hey there.
And we're going to be talking about all things movie film, 8mm, 16mm, sometimes 35mm.
30. Who can afford 35?
I always say it out of the
Same people who can afford a Bell and Howell Elmo.
I always say it out of the gate. If you shoot stills, stick around. I think you will enjoy the episode. We're talking about lots of cool stuff. And I know many of you are thinking about, like, oh man, should I shoot movie film? Yes. Let's open up with a letter.
This letter comes to us from the easiest induction to the Millimeter Club I've seen yet, Mr. Ian Fleming.
Oh, Ian, yeah, automatic member.
Dear FPP team, great episode. Excellent explanation of lab and scanning, etc. Plus, Matt has done brilliantly doing a 16mm wedding. I've only done reportage, etc. I know the discipline you need. I tried to talk to DOPs out of doing it, and as it's not the same skill set, they often learnt the hard way. I had a young engineer who worked for me who was brilliant at them. His fiance did the B-roll. Regards, Ian. So, thanks, Ian. I'm now on the regular email chain with Ian, and I know Owen and I both follow him over on Blue Sky, where it seems like every day now we're seeing new like renewed hype in all things motion picture.
I think him and Whitner is also on Blue Sky. The most active, I think, Blue Sky people, and they're all movie film all the time.
It is. There's this very small, I don't want to say cult, because it's not like cult numbers yet, but Whitner, oh my God, they are on it.
Now, just real quick, folks, I'm not on Blue Sky. I love Instagram. I do. I love Instagram. I'm going to talk about Instagram on another show. With
Just don't talk about Threads. You'll be fine.
So Blue Sky, you have your account. Is it like Instagram or groups?
It's like old Twitter. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's just
so there is Flashes, which is Blue Sky's version of Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
Which
They also have their own. They also have Skylight Social, which is their version of TikTok, which I have
not tried that yet.
I've put some stuff on there. It's janky.
Okay.
But they're trying. It's open source, and it's actually really well moderated.
That's Flashes. If you want to scroll through it, Mike.
But Flashes also has a neat neat look
I
to
love
it.
it now.
Mike, I think it's really fitting that you gave me Ian's letter to read off, because in the background here, to entertain Owen and I'm rolling footage from the latest all film wedding I did in May. So got 2 under the belt now, feeling a little bit better. Mike, I think the thing I love the most about doing really anything 16 or anything motion is you're editing so much in the camera. And I know we say that like every time we talk about this stuff, people are so afraid of, I only have 2 minutes, I only have 3 minutes, I only have 8 minutes, whatever. You're going to be editing in camera all the time. And when you get that footage back, it's just, you're not throwing out a bunch of garbage.
You're not starting with, like, back in the video days, you're not starting with 2+ hours of a wedding.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have to make a 3-minute reel. You're camera editing, which is, I mean,
saves you so much.
You're fairly new to shooting events. So how did you learn? How did you discipline yourself to shoot camera edited?
Well, I mean, I've done weddings off and on for forever. That was some of the earliest digital stuff I did back in 2008, 2009. But with an event like a wedding, it's really just knowing the camera enough to know that, okay, I have to fill up 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So you're constantly watching that footage meter. I'm really, really aware of that now. So if you have a 100-foot load, you need to know, like, okay, this next part, I need a good 45 seconds of this. So I better change out the roll now.
And you're shooting 16mm in Arri S.
Yes, the Arri 16S.
And are you loading yourself? Like
yeah.
So you have to be aware when the reel's going to run out.
Mm-hmm. And I also had my backup body on me. So this was also the first wedding, which I was kind of impressed with, that I used both Arris interchangeably. And one's an older S, and the other one's my dual converted one.
Oh. Is your second camera already loaded with the next roll of film?
Yes.
All right. So
I had that ready for the ceremony.
Matt's all in, like, I mean, so Matt is now a wedding professional because like you have like all your bases covered. Like you're like, okay, I have my next camera, backup camera's loaded with film. When the reel runs out, I grab that.
Yes.
First break you have, then you go change out that second camera.
Yes. Or I have my assistant Cheyenne load because pretty new to 16, but she also had her Bolex 16 SBM, and she could have a 100 loaded in there ready to shoot.
By the way, folks, like this is so important to me talking about this, and it's not even like we're talking about, to me at least. I'm going to kind of relay it to our audience. Matt's shooting weddings, but this is no different than if you're going. Well, it is. It's not as important, but if you're going to, let's say, a family reunion barbecue, like it's an event.
Yes.
And you're planning the event based on some things that you think are going to happen or that you set up. And the approach can be very much the same to get the end results, which to me is you want that 2 to 3 minutes you want that reel, that
really solid,
reel.
representation of the day. So you know, let's say it is the family barbecue. I just went to a family barbecue a couple weeks ago. I brought the Super 8.
Okay.
And what did I know? Well, I knew it was going to be about 2 to 3 hours. I knew the really funny people were going to show up about a half hour late. So realistically, I've got an hour to fill up this 2.5 minute reel. So the bulk of the shooting was done before we ate. No one likes footage of themselves shoving food in.
When I was a kid, I would do that. Like my aunts and uncle, and I would have the video camera, and like half of the footage I shot when I was a kid was people saying, "I'm freaking eating. Get away from me."
And then after desserts. So realistically, even of that 2 hours, it's the first 25 minutes while people are all getting there, palling around, grouping up, and then all at the very end.
And it's what's really cool about, or nice about, shooting weddings on film. Like I digitized my aunt and uncle's wedding that was shot on VHS back in 87, 88, back when Mike was doing weddings, I assume. It was so boring because the company they hired, they just recorded the whole...
That's the worst.
But from getting ready at the house to the end of the night, it's just like 2 tapes, 4 or 5 hours long.
Oh my God.
And like this reel that you just showed, is...
That was long for me.
Right, and that's great. Like, who's going to watch?
Does that still go on, Matt?
2 or 4 hours?
So...
in
digital, this does still go on.
You go there, and there's a guy with a tripod on wheels with the camera way up high.
Yes.
Just like a surveillance camera. You want to capture and evoke an emotion in people when they're watching your content.
Yes.
You want to, regardless of what format you're shooting on, doesn't even matter if you're shooting on digital, a wedding. You want to, be intimate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that on a tripod.
Well, and it's no different than like writing, right? When you're writing a story, when you're writing a book, the first couple sentences of the paragraph is the only thing that keeps you reading to the next paragraph. So it's the same thing. If you got a 4-hour video or stuff like, we all watch YouTubes on video where it's like the first 10 minutes, they're not even getting into what you want to talk about. And it's like, get on with it.
Matt, so this is great. This is great stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, what Matt is doing is universal, because whatever you're shooting, if you're shooting a friggin' barbecue, I'm sure when you're shooting, you also are keying in on certain shots. Like, do you have any information from your client to say like, oh, you have, my great grandma, like, do you have a little list of important things?
Yeah.
And do you seek that out?
I do. So in the it's actually part of the contract when I do a wedding, at least, not for anything like the family event or whatever, but for weddings, sign this contract.
Barbecue with a shot list.
All the waivers, yeah. But usually the wedding clients, by the time they're asking for film, they're already a certain level of chill. They're not like anal about a lot of things. But I always try to get out. Okay, are there any family conflicts we need to know about? Are there any family members who hate each other? Are there any family members who are rowdy? Are there any people that are from out of town? Are there any great aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa who, this is a very special, event. So you want to be able to capture those. And then if you can't schedule a time, will we have, is there a moment I can pull the couple out from maybe the reception? We did that a few times. It was even in the reel where I pulled them back into the open bar room just to make sure we got that shot with Grandpa or Uncle Jim before he got really drunk. And, it was fine. The biggest thing is you have to talk these things out and just be upfront with it. That's all being a professional is. It's being boring and like crossing your T's and dotting your I's. That's all it is.
Do you stay the whole event?
No.
Okay.
No. And I even tell them that, I'm like, hey, there's a point of diminishing returns that you can
After the cake? Is it after the cake cutting?
yeah, of course it's after the
Yeah.
cake, yeah. But at that point it's diminishing returns. It's like I don't intend to help the DJ clean up, like
Right. I find that at a wedding, after the cake cutting, I mean, it's winding down.
Yeah.
I mean, people are going nuts on
the first dance happen? Does the first dance happen before or after?
before.
Oh, it does.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm not-
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them will do it after, but usually it's like once the
Because you had some dance floor shots, right?
yeah. So we were there for about the first half hour of dancing, and like after that, it's like the whole point is just showing the bride and groom everything that they couldn't possibly have seen that day. That's just another way to think about it.
I like that. That's a nice way to put it, because you're right. When you're at a wedding, like you don't.
It's a blur, and they're usually dehydrated. Sometimes they're loaded, So like they're just existing through that thing, and your job is to paint a really vivid picture and a really positive picture of what happened that day and who was there to support them. So
also, my point of reference is 1980s North New Jersey weddings, which were like massively big and long. Like, I don't know, weddings have changed, I think.
Yeah, a lot of the ones that I'm doing on the 16 are not like super long traditional ceremony. One thing I'm also noticing is there's a lot less locations now.
Okay.
There's a lot more
You mean
single
like
locations.
going from the church,
Yes.
or going from their house to the church to the reception.
Because I remember that was a big thing in the 90s as well. When I was like, my aunts and uncles were getting married, there was 2 or 3 stops. And so it was from the church, and then there was the venue, and then sometimes there was like another. It never stopped.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny you talked about it, and I don't know if Italian weddings are like this, but Polish weddings, like when I was a kid, that was a weekend. I mean, it was a weekend of parties, a weekend of dinners, a weekend, and then like the ceremony was an all day, 5 a.m. to like midnight thing.
Yep.
And now it's like, and then of course mass. If you ever went to a Catholic wedding mass, like a high wedding mass,
Or Greek.
yeah, I mean
yeah.
that you're talking 3 hours in the church,
Yeah.
with no air conditioning in the middle of July.
My first wedding I shot in Columbus back in like 2012 was a Greek wedding, and that was like 14 hours. The whole day. We were at the con center the whole day, and there's these other, and there was also like a Comic-Con thing going on. So like
In the same venue?
well, it was a convention center.
Oh, in the convention center.
So like they couldn't have. I mean, it was a pretty well-to-do family, but not enough to take out the whole con center. So like there's Comic-Con, and then I think there was like something else. Like, there was like podiatrists or so. So like it was such a weird mix of people, but like there's also just this very traditional Greek wedding, and it was wild. Some people thought we were part of the con. Like it was funny. That was wild. But yeah, the wedding stuff is really fun. But enough about that. Owen's got some cool topics.
Oh, quick letter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, letter.
So these are 2 comments from 2 different posters on YouTube. One is from Cecil DeVille, and the other guy is Death Ron X.
You got to be careful with some of those.
Yeah,
names. You don't know what you're saying.
Don't sound them out.
So we are on YouTube as well as, all of your podcast streaming.
And I did, by the way, in some investigation around that commercial.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
talk about it.
Yeah.
This is in regards to FPP 348, the August 1st show.
Yeah.
Great podcast. FPP scans are the bomb. By the way, whatever became of the movie film developed scan bundles? I still miss 500T in regular rate, but 200T may be as good or better. Thanks for everything. What was the womp womp for? What happened?
You ruined it.
You're not Matt? Matt ruined it?
No, not Matt.
Oh, okay. I was like,
the person writing in ruined it?
Okay, so in a nutshell, the bundles are a great idea in theory because it's one shop, bink, but they don't work from a.
Oh, you were talking about you had to manage so much.
So I'm the manager of the film. I take in the orders, I check them in. We have different. Each film stock has a different lab path, meaning black and white reversal is different than black and white negative. That is different than Ektachrome, which is E6. That is different from Vision 3, which is ECN2. So, Leslie's calling. Good time to take a break. Hey, we'll be right back.
Ho, ho, ho! You know, I really appreciate what Kodak has done for me, putting together a whole kit and caboodle of movie stuff called the Kodak Fun Saver Movie Outfit. Why, I can just slip it under the tree. It's got a Kodak XL10 movie camera you can use indoors or out without movie lights. And there's a Kodak Instamatic M10 movie projector and everything you need for taking and showing movies. Whether folks are going off on a vacation or want to save those growing-up days of the kids, there's just nothing they won't find in the Kodak Fun Saver Movie Outfit for taking and showing movies. Ho, 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 ho!
Great.
So, I mean, in a nutshell, the bundles work. In theory, they're a beautiful thing, but the amount of time to put in to manage it,
Yeah.
there's a million pitfalls I never anticipate until you actually put something into effect. And it's like, all of a sudden, folks would order like 3 bundles at once in one order, but they would only send 1 roll of film back.
Oh.
And that site calculates the shipping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. So that would create like a whole, contacting the customer, trying to manage that.
I think you texted me one night saying you had a mystery bundle come in, but it had been purchased so long ago, like years.
Customers would buy multiple bundles. So
Yeah.
let's say 3 or 4 within the same, even if they purchase them separately,
Mm-hmm.
that film will go out and then never come back. And then when it does come back, it's it's not matched to the number. It's like this roll it created a whole string of issues that I never imagined. And it's
okay.
just, I'm trying to keep things as streamlined as possible to keep prices down.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep prices down of what the film cost and the developing scanning cost. And I need to check in film, get it into play, get the film back from the lab, get it into scanning, get it out to the customer. And as of, this recording, like, we now have, we used to do this batch once a month. Now it's twice a month. So customers getting their film back a lot faster these days.
It also means a lot more is going out too.
It is. But cutting out the bundles has streamlined things and made things easier. Buy your film, and then we say, hey, buy your develop scan when you're ready.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And like, honestly, what's the biggest gripe many people have about it in the first place? It's turnaround. So
Absolutely.
if we can, would you rather shave 2 weeks or shave 5-10% or something off of your cost?
Yeah. Definitely, just want to make things as easy as possible.
Oh, here. So we have another comment on this letter here. This was on the 250D200T roll review. Speaking of variable ND on film cameras, it's been one of my concerns. How do you resolve the front lens element rotating for focus when you have a variable ND on? Airflex gives us those arms above the lens for the matte box where the filter may not rotate when turning the lens, but otherwise we can't use it on the lens itself if we are going to rack focus. I've been looking for a solution to this, and then it kind of cuts off from there.
So I left this for you because can you explain that to me?
Yeah, so the question really comes down to, let's say you have a camera like the like the Movicon here, where you have to rotate the lens a certain bit for focus.
Right.
I got it. Okay. So when you have to rotate the lens for focus, if you have a variable ND, that might also start turning things on there and change your neutral density. So with this whole neutral density filter situation, most ND filters, or most variable ND filters on there, they'll have the ring that's going to attach directly to the lens, that thread's on, and then there's another kind of free turning thread on the outside to change your neutral density because it's 2 polarizing filters.
Right.
So
This is a variable ND.
Yes,
Which
it's
I
all-
never use because it's too confusing for me. I prefer to know like ND2, ND4, I prefer to know what I have.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where variable ND it natively introduces that problem, especially if you have like a smaller lens where you're trying to just rack the focus on the lens itself. Now, unless you're really, really cranking that thing, it shouldn't accidentally spin.
Yeah, most of them click. Higher, well, more expensive ones.
Some of the expensive ones do, some of them don't. But like they're usually solid enough that it's not going to spin it like too far out. but it is a problem. So I'm with Mike on this one. I use the fixed ones on the Airy, like our commenter mentioned, because it just has the matte box. They slide in, and you can just chuck it and change out another one. But even on my digital, my Fuji camera, I have a variable ND on there, and there's been plenty of shots. You can go on my YouTube channel. There's probably a shot every couple of weeks where the exposure would slide because I'm like pulling focus. And
If you have a variable ND, doesn't it work better on an automatic, like
Yes.
a camera that like
Has
through
some-
the lens where everything's auto?
Although,
And-
but that
that'll undo some of the ND nature of it
correct
too.
because if you set your film speed and the that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, honestly, that's where I've gotten in the most trouble, Mike, was this was a few years ago. I was testing out like a moderately high-end Sony FX camera, and I had the variable ND on, and I had no idea until I got the footage back that the auto ISO was all the way up to like ISO 32,000 or something, because it was like doing high speed because I had a variable ND on.
Okay.
So I cranked it, but I had no idea that it was cranking it and it was cranking the
Changing your
ISO.
speed, yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit. So variable NDs can spell a lot of trouble
yeah.
and add unnecessary confusion when you're using a fixed, a fixed film
Right.
like 50D, 250D. So, yeah, there's not really a hard solution to this. I have used tape before to try
keep it, yeah.
to try to stop the free spinning of it, like a little gaff tape or a little electrical tape. But variable NDs can just be troublesome. I use it more for stills now than for anything video.
And there's so many super cheap ND
Yeah.
variable ND filters out there. What you could do in theory is you could buy if they're cheap enough, you could buy a couple of them, set them to the speed or the intensity you want, the ND number you want, and super glue the ring shut. And
That is a way.
then you've got some fixed ones that you don't have to worry about, but that's pretty extreme.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to read another letter?
Sure.
Hi, Leslie. Wait. Leslie's here.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone.
And Leslie does not give herself enough credit because she has shot a roll of Super 8 movie film and did an amazing job.
What?
It's on YouTube.
When?
That's all she is.
Well, this is years ago, before we were even doing
year or so ago, yeah.
Oh, man.
With the Agfa family,
And-
right?
With the Agba family, and I always knew I wasn't a videographer. I didn't think I'd be much of a Super 8, and Mike processed it, the whole bit, and offered to do an edit and with sound, and I adore it.
Yeah.
But I'm still not.
Not shooting
I'm
regularly.
not moving.
So I'm just going to hand this one over to Leslie then.
Well, no, I know what this is.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's a Leslie
So
cam.
I
Because
just.
I gave this to Mike.
Oh, no, that's not the one.
This is, you got a different one.
What happened was, happened was, I had the one you gave me,
Yes.
and then you get some kind of mania, it's like in the middle of the night. You're like, I need a second one. Like, 'cause-
Okay, this bag is full of Midnight Mania.
like I need a second one. So I brought this for Matt to look at, and if he wanted, if he wants to shoot with it, the only thing Matt cannot take with him is that 9mm lens.
Oh.
No deal then.
Talking about the MovieCon 8, folks. Which
camera's
is
so great.
an amazing camera. But Leslie shot with the Agfa family Super 8 camera. Wasn't that widely sold in the U.S.,
No, it's a unique camera when you look it up because it's a circle.
but it's great.
Hold it and
And what's great about it is that it has like a little cold shoe on top.
Okay.
Yes.
So you could literally put a light panel on top of the Agfa family Super 8 camera.
Nice.
because if you don't look silly enough shooting with that, you might as well just
Add something big on
add
it.
something bigger
Yeah.
on top.
It came in a kit.
Yes, it did.
Came
Did
with
it?
the projector and the camera, and I feel like something else, a light maybe. And it was
Yes.
sold in the UK.
There was
Possibly.
something that went on top.
Yes.
That cold shoe was originally for.
Wow.
You say you sold in the UK. Was it the UK only?
UK and Europe, I think,
Yes.
but I could
so
be
a
wrong.
few of them
Came with a projector.
Oh no! Somebody gave me that in a donation
Oh.
stuff. I wondered. I didn't
The
pursue that.
Agfa family kit came with a projector that had a screen built in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yep, which is cool.
Wow.
Tell you what, these corn nuts are amazing.
Well, you didn't offer anybody else.
They're right there.
Oh,
It's elotes.
this is
flavor.
great for all the folks out there who love our chewing on air. What do you call that? Like you see all these videos on YouTube of people making like
ASMR.
sound.
ASMR.
It's a big deal, right?
Oh, I love
This
well,
is
some ASMR
this is the opposite of
like
ASMR.
turning pages and things like that.
Hey, people pay big money for that.
Oh my god.
That and feet.
What's the letter say, Matt?
I already read this one.
Oh,
I got them
Letter
both.
says, could you please stop eating on air?
A new one.
Yeah.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
these are really not good for you, but they're amazing to taste.
I've always found corn nuts they're one you have to like eat a lot of, and it's only because you're trying to get that god awful aftertaste out of your mouth, so you just keep eating more and more and more.
You know who would like those corn nuts? Deer. It's like they're nothing but salt, right? They're crunchy.
Horses. Horses like salt.
Like right next to the water, if you have like a whole, like the wooden, what do you call it, trough,
Yeah.
just loaded up with corn nuts.
Instead of
would you just
instead
use
of a salt lick.
Yeah, instead,
Yeah,
instead of just the field
mineralized
corn that
salt
they get
lick.
fed.
It's got all
yeah.
the nutrition in there.
I have a bar at home. We always have corn nuts. at
Okay,
the bar.
listen, I love them. I wouldn't buy them, but I love them.
Oh, so I guess in this episode we're also going to be going through Ian Fleming's film gas, because there's a follow-up
Oh,
question.
From
this
Ian
whole,
Fleming?
the
Yeah.
whole stack is all Ian Fleming.
I got a message from him about something.
From
It's
Ian?
personal, so I'm not going to talk
Oh,
about
okay.
Did he propose?
it. No, not this time.
Dear FPP, I wonder why Kodak's modern motion picture stock is generally so fast, except 50D. Shooting 16 outside at 16 frames a second, I'd have to shoot stop down using an ND4 or ND8 if I want to control depth of field in any way. I assume it's designed for lit studio situations where lighting is controlled, so all the above isn't an issue. Obviously, FPP's range of films help to get around this, but some labs in Europe seem hesitant to process them as they don't know the recommended chemistry and times.
Morons.
Idiots.
Well,
my
listen,
response.
I mean, Owen, I think you know more about like lab technique than I do, in the sense that regardless of what ECN2 color film I send to the lab, or regardless of what black and white reversal I send to the lab, they're the same process, right? Same time, same process.
So typically, definitely ECN2, C41, those follow
Same
a
time, same
standard-
temp, yeah.
Everything is same time, same temperature. And typically at a lab, even with motion picture black and white film, they do tend to use a single time, single temp, unless they get a special request. And the reason they do that is because if they had to go and try to do a batch to do, first developer this, second developer that, this much light exposure or re-exposure to light for each different type of film, it just logistically isn't possible. So they generally use a method, the D96 method, which is what most labs use for reversal film, and even some use it for their negative stuff. Between like 7 to 8 minutes of your first developer and a 5 minute of your second developer. But some labs do change that depending on the temperature of their chemistry. Some labs will do more specific processing if they're doing like a huge batch of Tri-X, for example, and they know that Tri-X reacts a certain way. But if I'm processing a reversal film at home, which is mostly what I process, it all goes the same time, same temperature, same chemistry, and I always get good, consistent results.
And, Matt and I have talked about speed demons and high-speed film a lot. But now that I'm thinking about it, back in the late 90s when my company was shooting low-budget motion pictures on film, when we were shooting Psycho Sisters, Tim Healy, the director of photography, he was so keen on a new stock. Kodak came out with a 320 ISO color negative film.
Yeah.
And he was pumped because him, as the lighting director and the DP, he knew that he could use less light, still use an ample amount of light.
Yeah.
But it just, Hollywood, we were not Hollywood, by the way. Hollywood was just really looking for low light, fine grain film, always on that
Didn't
quest.
they use that stock on Seinfeld?
I don't
That
know.
320. That's an Eastman film. Right?
That's quite.
Seinfeld?
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure
That's
they did.
it's around the same period of time, so quite
'Cause
possibly.
Seinfeld was, and in fact, it wasn't Larry David. Whoever was the director of photography, I don't know, on Seinfeld, but he insisted on film as opposed to tape.
Thank God.
Studio wanted tape. I'm pretty sure Studio wanted tape. He fought for film.
Unfortunately, they remastered it in the wrong aspect ratio on Netflix. Now it's widescreen.
He did that with MASH.
They did it with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
So,
Shame.
What else does Ian say about high speed?
No, that was it. And I know this kind of led to some back and forth because he was getting some of his first roles processed, and he was kind of finding a place that actually would take the film. And I think we landed on FPP, right?
I received a few emails from people who say, and this goes for still photography film as well. I bring this to my lab, and so a lab sees something other than Ilford HP5 and Kodak Color Plus and Gold 200, and they get freaked out. Like
Yeah.
they don't know what to do. It's almost like they don't know what to do. So same thing for motion picture labs. I mean, all of a sudden a roll of like Yeti comes in, and I'm guessing they kind of freak out.
There's a lot of film in that batch, you know.
But you know, I'm a little perplexed because if someone's running a motion picture lab, I mean, they've probably been in business a long time, and it's like I don't understand why. Ian, I don't understand why your lab is having a problem with any film whatsoever. So
Turnover in employees.
oh, look at this! Wow, it's Trev Lee.
Trev Lee, everyone.
Hey,
Hey,
oh, Trev.
you're there. Trev, this is Mat Marrash, Leslie Lazenby, Owen McCafferty. I'm Michael Raso.
In case you don't remember us from last time.
You can.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Kodak invites you to do something impossible this season. Keep a Yule log burning until spring. Capture the first snowfall. Save a smile. Have a Christmas that lasts all year. All you do is take a picture.
It's moving! A puppy! Oh, Mommy, he's licking my hand!
Would you trust this moment to anything less than Kodak film? Pick some up before it happens.
Hey, we're back. What's up, Owen?
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are up right now. What's up is Double Super 8, and this topic actually came because Matt over here had a little bit of gear gas about a Canon Scopic that he was looking at that was Double Super 8, right?
Yeah, well, what was this camera? It came out of nowhere. So, Mike, I'm stalking the different 8 and 16 millimeter groups.
Right.
The worst one, I think, is Aeroflex Anonymous. I think you're on there too.
Yes.
There's some high end shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
And every now and then, there's really, really rare stuff, and I'm just like, oh, who would post a Scopic here? Like, that's not airy. Like, well, what's going on? And it says rare airy Scopic DS8. What
Canon
the heck?
Scopic?
Yeah.
Canon Scopic.
Canon Scopic, yeah. And it looks identical to yours, except very different. It's double Super
Is
8.
it smaller or is it the same
Same-
behemoth?
Same 100-foot loads, but it's for double Super 8. Seems like a sweet combination.
Yeah, so that if you're familiar with Double 8 or regular 8, which is 16 millimeter film that is perforated for 8 millimeter projection, that you basically shoot one half of the film when you put it through your camera. Once you film the first half, you flip it over, load it back again, you shoot the second half. That's Double 8. It's the same thing with Double Super 8. So it's 16 millimeter film that has Super 8 perforations on both sides. And yes, it's a 100-foot load. You put it in the camera and you shoot it just like Super 8.
And you're getting 200 feet of finished film.
You're getting 200 feet of finished film, and you get one of the great benefits of Super 8, which is a larger frame size. So if you're used to shooting regular 8, you do get a smaller frame size than you do with Super 8.
And you're getting all that registration that you're getting from a regular 8 or a 16 mil
Exactly.
camera, as opposed to a cartridge, which can, do what a cartridge does.
Yeah, so for some diehard, motion picture film shooters, for example, our good FPP friend Sam Sherman was always a huge advocate of regular 8 because he didn't like Super 8 since Super 8 doesn't have, or the pressure plate is built into the cartridge. And so
Right.
you can have issues with registration. So Double Super 8, if you like the larger frame size and you like Super 8 as a format, but you want to be able to shoot more of it and get a more solid picture, that's what Double Super 8 is. The disadvantage is there really was not a lot of cameras created for it. It was a niche format that was really more for a professional market, more for like reporting and television and that kind of thing. And it was also very popular, where it was popular, I should say, is mostly in Europe and the USSR, former Soviet Union. So Matt mentioned one of the cameras, the Canon Scopic, is quite rare. Now, the Scopic itself isn't rare for a 16 millimeter, but for Double Super 8, there was not that many made. So that was actually a fairly rare camera. But some of the other ones include a bunch of USSR manufacturers like Quartz. There's the DS8 III, the DS8 V. You have Krasnogorsk, for those of you who like the Krasnogorsk 3, which is a 16 millimeter camera. There's the Krasnogorsk 1, 2, and 3 all came in Double Super 8 versions.
Oh, that's wild. I've never seen those come up.
Yeah, well, the Krasnogorsk 3 Double Super 8 models have been modified.
Okay.
But they are out there. You can find them. There's been some reports of a Kiev 16U. This is another USSR-based company that was a Double Super 8. Again, I think that may have been a modification that you could get done. The Elmo C300 was factory Double Super 8. What's cool about, if you've ever seen an Elmo C300, it's the one that has it's a motion picture film with a removable back, and it supports all four formats. I think you can get a Super 8 back for it, Double Super 8 back, 16 maybe, I might be wrong there, and then you can get a regular 8 back for it. So that camera has kind of like, it's got a platform, and then it can support a bunch of different types of movie films. The Bielo, I don't speak French. So there was 2 models there. They're
French?
Yeah, 4008.
French.
The French cameras are known for their excellence. The ZM2 and the R16 could also come with a Double Super 8 magazine. Canon Scopic, which we mentioned, is about it. I'm not, if anybody is aware of any others, certainly write in. But
well, I have one because I saw it within the same week that I was gassing out to you and Mike.
Time to wake this show up.
Some kid on Reddit found a camera at an estate sale, and it was one of 14 Ariflex DS8s.
That's insane.
So
Insane.
Aries 16, everything about it looks like an Aries 16. Same thing. It takes the 100 foot, just like the Scopic, but it's DS8.
Did someone modify that?
No, they are factory made.
But I have to imagine
14 of them.
I was going to say, I'd have to imagine that it was like there was one customer
who probably just
one
ordered them.
Studio or somebody was like, I need
All
you
it
to build
takes is
me
one
14.
network.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And realistically, there was 20,000 of these cameras made. That's such a small percentage. So
20,000.
yeah, just to have. But the crazy thing is, because they're Aries, a lot of them work.
I bet they're really well built.
Yeah,
But you see it, Matt, and I see like all of a sudden, the cloud above his head. Oh, top quality camera, 100 feet of double
What's
Super
holding
8.
me back?
That gives you 200 feet of film.
That's great.
At an event, amazing. But where are you going to get the film?
Who's got the film?
So film options are limited. Unfortunately, FPP doesn't carry any Double Super 8 film.
Why not?
But it is out there. It's a great question, man.
It's not a bad question, Bert.
On 8mm, that's ON, the number 8mm.com, which is based in the European Union. They offer a whole suite of Double Super 8 films in 100-foot loads. So they have Kodak Vision 3200T, Ektachrome 100D, Vision 350D, 500T, and then they also have Tri-X. All of those are available in 100-foot loads.
This format was much more popular in the EU, in the UK.
And the USSR, yeah.
And in the USSR.
Yes. And all of those are going to run you between $68 to $90 a roll. And then FOMA does still make the FOMApan, the 100 in Double Super 8, R100. That's much cheaper, 41 euros.
Okay.
So that's about $42-43. But remember, you're getting 200 feet of film, so that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
All of those you can buy in the EU and have it shipped over. I couldn't find any U.S. distributors of Double Super 8, which is surprising. I think Freestyle is FOMApan's distributor here in the U.S. I didn't see it on their website, but
No, and they don't have all the SKUs.
And I swear I saw like a burst all of a sudden, I don't know, a few years ago. Was Pro 8, did they have a Double Super 8 for a little bit?
I don't remember.
They do have their line of cameras
Okay.
they had like modified Bellews, so that
They still do, yeah.
yeah. So there's a chance they might have had one of those guys. Yeah.
You could be right. Yeah, I'm not sure, but that's it. That's it for Double Super 8. I mean, if you come across a camera, film is out there, and they can be quite rare. And I love Super 8 as a format, generally speaking, and I don't like the cartridge part of it. So this is a nice kind of in between.
What was that location in the UK where that lab that has?
On 8mm, so ON.
So you just need to import it if you're here in the
Correct.
US.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you may end up.
I did the math, so on the Scopic, not on the Ari, because the Aris are like $4,000 or something. They're inflated, but that Scopic I think went for less than $1,000.
That's a pretty good deal.
Already less than a normal Scopic, but you would have to be shooting probably at least 10, 12 reels through that thing to really justify the heavy import of that coming in, to kind of break even on like the value that you're paying more on the film to bring it over.
Yeah, because if you live in the EU and you have access to these, domestically, because you're in the EU,
now you're just looking for a camera that works.
Yeah, and it is a great deal when you price it out. It's $68. I mean, how much is a roll of 500T Super 8's? 38, 39 US?
No, it might even be over 40 now.
Yeah. So that's a great deal.
Uh-oh, Trev picked up a movie camera.
Uh-oh.
Step one, complete.
You take it home, shoot it.
That's what you did, Matt.
I know.
Matt saw my Keystone. He picked it up, and it's just like
Here.
it was like almost like
Hand him this one.
it was like
It's a movie camera.
but it's like a SLR.
It looks like a Nikanos. Like a little.
Yeah.
Those should be trendy. So Leslie sent me the Movie Con. I opened that box. I didn't I was like, like I had never seen it before. What? I was like, what is this? Well,
No, not too much.
They're easy to
They're
find.
They're out there
They're
though,
out there.
and a lot of them work.
And they're not
overpriced, in my opinion.
I don't-
It's a great It's a great camera.
I don't think they're overpriced at
Like
all.
sub 200 with the
Yeah,
lens.
at least.
Under 200, right?
Yeah.
I think that's expensive.
I don't think for that camera. No,
I mean, yeah, mind you, it's beautifully engineered. Like the camera will always work. Like that's a great.
So
camera.
there's no there's no good film in it. So if you open it, take a look at how the film rolls through it. It's amazing.
That is cool.
And if for folks who don't know what the camera looks like, go on to YouTube and find they have a sales video on
hit the
it.
shutter. Hit the shutter.
Oh, he doesn't know how it works. Yeah. Pull it to one side. Yeah.
Looking
I was
at
so hoping when I found that.
You think something was wrong?
I'd be like, this thing's jammed. Like, I remember cassette tapes. I'd be like,
Something's wrong. That doesn't look right.
This looks like.
we're talking about the Movie Con 8, folks.
That's crazy.
It's gonna happen, Mike.
What Movie Con explosion?
No.
But yeah, I love the promo video from
Oh,
back
my
in the day.
goodness.
First of all,
that's
whoever did the
wonderful.
scan, they did a great job. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't FPP, but it's great. Shows you all the amazing accessories they made for it too.
So probably the hardest part about that camera, Trev, is the loading, getting that in. But the nice thing about it is it has that metal gate on there, and that's gonna stop it from looking super shaky like every Super 8 wedding that you see on Instagram.
Because it's not shifting, is that?
Yeah, there's a gate that's holding it tight, so it actually looks really, really clean.
That's cool.
So, Double Super 8.
Double Super 8.
It's out there if you want it.
Yeah, if you're in the EU and you're looking to shoot weddings, for example,
Yeah.
that's
Or even
might
just
be
like
an
have
option.
a short doc you want to knock out.
Yeah,
That's
that too.
pretty cool.
I mean, absolutely.
There unfortunately isn't enough of demand for FPP to make the film.
You think people say that about 126, and yet we got it.
It's true.
I think the biggest detractor, right, is the fact that it's a common film with a different set of perfs. That's the biggest problem, right?
Yes.
Because it's a completely different perf. It's not just adding extra perfs to 16.
Well, also the fact Double Super 8. I mean, these cameras that Owen just discussed. I mean, for Double 8, it seems like for Double Super 8, there were really a focus on some high quality cameras.
you're
There's
talking
nothing
about-
on the
these
low
are-
end. Yeah.
Yeah, these are professional studio type cameras. This isn't
Yeah.
like although I don't know. I mean, the Kiev 16U, if you can find the Double Super 8 version, that's kind of more of a consumer-ish camera. But
I want to say
all of those USSR cameras are like friggin' bricks though. So.
Yeah, I want to say I saw a UMIG, but maybe that wasn't. Maybe that was a Kiev instead.
Or maybe you're thinking of the Elmo.
Maybe it was. Yeah.
The Elmo. The Elmo is really cool. That's always been on my list of cameras because you basically could shoot all 3 formats with that camera.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that the EU was really into that because the really hot 16mm camera of like the early 2000s in Europe was the Aton.
Oh yeah.
Which did 200-foot 16mm loads. What was that one called? A Minima.
Yes.
That was a huge B-roll camera for a lot of productions. It looks medical. It's that same kind of like medical plastic, you know? Like,
Say that again.
Huh?
The name of it?
The A Minima.
I said that kind of sounds
Right.
medical.
Bend over.
A minima.
No, it's fine. It's an outpatient A Minima procedure.
Is the temperature okay? I turned it way down.
Well, I was going to ask.
I'm freezing.
You're freezing.
Oh yeah, I was going to say
But I have no thermostat. Personal.
it'll go off in a second. Yeah, I'm here. It's right. It's
You gotta.
I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's better. So we're going to wrap up
You know
this
about
show.
the hack? You know about the hotel hack?
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
With thermostat hotel hack.
I have another hotel hack.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, this is
Save
great.
for the show.
How to find hookers easily.
God.
I'm going to cut that out.
you say that in
It's
the
not
middle
good.
end.
Then when I'm editing, I'm like, oh, F them. I just leave it in.
Oh, it needs to get canceled.
So, podcast at filmphotographyproject.com. This is our top of the month, regular
Top of the month.
top of the month movie film, middle of the month, still photo. Got it, folks? Top of the month movie film,
Top of the month.
middle of the month.
Always the middle kid.
Middle of the month.
I am always the middle kid.
I'm the middle kid.
You are the middle kid. Are you
middle
actually?
kid? Who's
I
middle
am.
kid here? Anybody?
Not it.
Yeah.
There's
Middle.
just 2 of us. So
Okay.
5 of us. I'm right in the middle.
Podcast at filmphotographyproject.com. Drop us a line. And we're going to see you really soon.
Champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. There is a California champagne by Paul Masson. Inspired by that same French excellence, it's fermented in the bottle, and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated. So Paul Masson...
It's all in the past now.